Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another board game unboxing. This is Trajan, a game by Stefan Feld. We've already done some Stefan Feld unboxings in here. I believe we did Macau and we did Carpe Diem. And we also have Castles of Burgundy, which we didn't do an unboxing of because we got that second hand. But we have many Stefan Feld games. We like a lot of his mechanics in it. This is a game, again, we've been looking at for a while, and this is probably his most popular game, along with Castles of Burgundy probably being his most popular, but this is another one of his games that many people consider to be his their favorite. This is a game that has a Mancala type system in it, which is nice. It has definitely a unique game mechanism, which I have not seen in any other games. So if you have seen it in any other games, please let us know in the comments if you know of any other games that use that Mancala system. But anyway, this is a game we've watched many playthroughs for. We watched many rules setup, how to set up and play. I think Just Play does a very good one. We've watched several times, among other setup and play videos. Probably one of our favorites there. And we watched Slicker Dips do one. I think we watched Heavy Cardboard do one, Rado, of course, and among others. So a very, very popular game, and Dice Tower also too. So without further ado, just picked this game up on eBay for a very good price. So we decided to finally pull the trigger and check it out. So let's get into it. So it's a game by it's Stefan Feld, and it's produced by Renegade Games Studios, Amont, and it was 2012 Spiel des Prix winner, some kind of winner, I believe. Did win some awards, I believe. As you can see, the retail price here goes for $69.95. I think we paid half that much, so we get a very, very good price on it. Again, this might be from a store or whatever. But anyway, we got a very good price on it. So we decided to pull our trigger. So let's check it out here. You can see the whole thing there. So Trajan. It's a very, I would say the theme is pretty light. In it. It's not very, I mean, you could probably paste just about any theme on it. But I think it does have more theme than a lot of people think, but again, not very heavy. It's more action oriented, and you're going to be doing various work replacement actions and everything to it. But it did have some very good mechanics in it. Thus, the reason why we picked it up. It says here, it looks like games. Here, top 100 game of the year. That was the game of the year. Maybe through Games Magazine in 2013, Amont Spiel Regadier Beer, or whatever that is. So the year is 110 AD. The Roman Empire is at its height, and it's power under Emperor Optimus Princeps Trajan. The borders are secure, and the focus turns to the interior of the empire, Rome. Seize the opportunity and gain power. By choosing the best tactics, you can outmaneuver your opponents and eventually achieve victory. So it's a game 13 plus is the recommended age, 2 to 4 players. Although I believe there is a solo variant out there somewhere in Board Game Geek, which I'll be looking into. And it looks like 30 minutes approximately per player. Probably a little bit longer than that, I would say. From what I've seen in the playthroughs. I think Grey Elephant Gaming also does now that I think about it, does a playthrough on it. So it was originally produced in 2011, and this is I think the 2018 edition. This is the white cover. There's a blue cover to it, at least for the English version. So without further ado, let's get to our unboxing. So all right, let's open it up. So I'm probably going to play this very soon. We've been doing a a board game group. Well, I think I told you guys about it. Higher Ground Gaming. For a while, we just had a couple of people, but we decided to, list it on Facebook, and we've gotten some more interest on that. We have a Facebook group, Higher Ground Board Gaming. So if you're in the Central Massachusetts area, definitely check us out. We play board games on Saturday afternoon at 2, from 2 to 5, and Wednesday night at 6:30 in beautiful downtown Gardner at my office. So anyway, that's just if you're in the Gardner area there. We also made use of Board Game Geek too. We contacted us a guy named John from Board Game Geek from Ashburnham, who just recently moved there, retiree, and we've been playing games with him on Saturday afternoons, and actually we have another group on Tuesday mornings, which we've been playing. We play with another couple, so we get more and more into board games there, and really enjoying it, playing some bigger games, because up until then I basically just played solo or 2-player games, maybe sometimes occasionally 3-player games, but now we have a steady group that plays 4-player games. So it's nice to play with more players. Definitely more player interaction is fun. So anyway, so here we go. So let's open it up. So all right. So here's our game board, which we'll set up and show you later. And here are the player boards. So you have 4 player boards. And let's see here. So this right here is your player board. So here in the to the right here, this is your Mancala thing here. So this is we're going to determine how your actions are taken, and depending upon how many cubes you move in different games, that determines how fast each round goes. This is going to be scoring after each round, and just different things. Things right here. These are all the different actions you can take: a shipping action, a Senate action, I think it is. I think that's an army conquering action, Trajan action. I can't remember what that one is. I'll note it here in the things. And then you have a build action right here. So just different types of actions you can take on your turn. So that's here. So each player, and this would be a blue player here. So yeah. I know there's some type of scroll that is. I'm just not sure exactly what it is. So all right, so that's funny. Usually the instructions are right on top, but they must be inside the box a little further on. So here we go. So it looks like there's 4 tile sheets to do. So these are the Trajan actions over here. Basically, what you have to do is in the Mancala thing, you have to match up colors in there. This one, I think, gives you +2 actions on a certain type of action. This gives you 9 straight victory points. There's going to be scoring in different categories. I believe this one is for, I think, religion, and there's just different categories you're going to score in. Games, I think, is another one. Food is another one. But this allows you to move army men into the field, build action, workers, stuff like that. Draw cards and stuff. So yeah, so it looks like there's some blanks in this one. This is the 4th sheet here. And then these right here are just different actions, tiles you can take, and building tiles and whatnot. So here's another one. So it looks like they did the player boards, they alternated the player boards along with the punch outs and stuff. So that's another player board. It's a different color here. Okay, here is a 3rd one here. This is sheet number 2 or 4. So they didn't put them in order. Yeah, this is the games tile, the religion, and that's a wild card, that one with the star-looking thing on it. But again, there are many playthroughs on it, so I'm not going to really go through what this stuff is. It's just an unboxing. This is one of the ships tiles right here. When the shipping action you can take, you'll get victory points for every card that's not the same of goods. These right here are the actions that are going to go on the back of the Senate track, and whoever's ahead in the Senate track, who has the most votes, will get this to score. Grab this tile, and they'll get to score these different things at the end of the game. Now, if you don't have the, if you end up in second place or third place or whatever, anything but first place on the Senate track, you end up getting the reverse of this, which is a lower type bonus action at the end of the game for scoring. So it's not worth quite as much. So there you go. And then here's another color. Here's the green player board. Player board. And then here's another, here's number 3 of 4. So again, more Trajan tiles on the left there. These are what are going to determine each round 3 things are going to score, and these are going to be hidden, and they're revealed at every time you go around track, which I'll show you guys later on. Yeah, so it's different bonuses and stuff like that. Another ship. This one here is a you get 5 victory points for every different pair of cards. So if you have 3 different pairs in your hand of goods, you will score 15 points. So again, these 2 flip over too. So if you're the first to score it, on the back here, they're not worth quite as much for the same things. So it definitely pays to get stuff done first, as most games usually are. And then here's another player board here. And finally, I think this is our last board here, and then the rules are underneath this. So this is just another, definitely not as many tiles as I thought there would be. I thought there would be more tiles for some reason. But again, this is just very similar. Some more Senate tiles here. And then another ship. So this one scores 2 points for every good that is the same. So if you have 4 goods that are the same, you score 20 points. And then if here, it's only 15 points. So alright, so different things there. So let's see here. So here we have the rule book. So it looks like it's a 12-page rule book, so not very big. I've watched numerous playthroughs on this. So I can probably figure it out. Let me see if I can figure out what this, what that marker thing was that I was trying to look for, the action. Let's see here. So these are your Trajan tiles. These are your forum tiles, they call them. These are your construction tiles for building. These are extra action tiles. Your markers, so your action markers. And then these are demand tiles. That's what they are. Yep. So it's bread, helmet, and torch. So food, games, and religion are the 3 different types of things they could score. And it could, like I said, it could be all 3 of the same thing. Ship tiles, bonus tiles, and then quarter year tiles. So I think there's 4 years. The game takes place over a period of 4 years. Is that 4 years? 1, 2. No, it might be only 3 years. No, it's 4 years. I think it is 4 years. So anyway, so that's what the game board looks like. So I'm probably not going to set up the game board, although I might. I usually do at the end of the game, so I will. But that's what the board is going to look like there, with the different action areas you can take, work replacement areas, and there's how the is set up right there. So you start it off like this with 2 in each, random colors in each thing, and you do this before you know what the tiles are, and then you draw 3 of those Trajan tiles, and you're going to try to match those and land in them in order to score them. And then there's your little Trajan arch right here, which is going to move around to show you where to place the next Trajan tile. So setup continued, object of the game, sequence of play. So pretty standard rule book. Move action markers mandatory, so this shows you how to move the markers there. Move time marker. Yeah, time markers. These are the ones on the thing too. So depending upon what the player count is, the tracks are going to be longer with more players. So however many of these you move each turn, that's how far you advance this. And every time you go around the track once, you'll grab one of those new demand tiles, like for food, religion, or games. So you're going to have to prepare and get those, because if you don't have those, you get penalties. As with most Stefan Feld games, there's usually some type of penalty if you don't do something. Usually in the scoring aspect. Here are the seaport actions, so you're going to perform at least one action. So this is optional. You don't have to do it, I guess. So seaport action. So that's the shipping one, which you're going to have cards you draw and stuff. And then you have your forum action, which is the Senate. Yeah, that's what we thought. That was the Senate one. Military action, which is the helmet. Trajan action. And that was... Oh, that is a Senate action. I'm sorry, that's different. So the forum action is actually different from the Senate action. So I get that mixed up. So that was the forum action, which you're going to be able to take one of those tiles. The Senate action is that scroll. So I get them mixed up there. And that you advance on the Senate track, depending upon, what your action, however many actions you get. One per action. Construction action, allows to take buildings, and you get sets of buildings for points and everything, and also to take bonus actions. So, and then let's see, end of round. So end of the quarter year. So yeah, so it's a quarter year. So it takes place over a year, and each there's 4 seasons, I guess you could say. And so yeah, it shows you how to score those. For each unmet demand, you get -4. If you have 2 unmet demands, you get -9, and 3 unmet demands, -15. So definitely a lot of penalty if you're not prepared. And this is the military track there, and how to use that. End of the year, what you do with that. And then here are all the different tiles, the bonus tiles, which you get for the Senate, for being first on the Senate track. And then the Trajan tiles, what they each mean. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 7 different types of Trajan. It would be 8 if you include the games tiles there. And these are permanent ones here, so you can use these permanently. They don't go away. So every round, it'd be nice to get an extra games one just in case it comes out. So there's different Trajan tiles you can get, and the colors will vary on these. So there's many different colors on these. So so it depends. And then here's finally the summary of the game. This is basically like a nice something to have on the back of the cover. And then your credits here. So alright, so let's take a look at what else is in the bag here. So it looks like you got your different tons of tokens and everything. So it's like your army members there are the brown there. The Trajan tiles right here. The arches there. So your victory point markers and such. The big ones there. And then these small little ones are for the Mancala. So each person is going to get a set of those. And that's pretty much it. Just one big bag of wooden tokens there. Standard wooden tokens. And then this is the big one here. You're going to get a big one and a bunch of small ones. So you're going to have your colonel or your commander of the army. And then you're going to get the smaller ones, which are your regular army members there. And they score differently depending upon where you put them and everything. And here's the bag right here, which I believe where the regular tiles go in. Yep. You're going to put out some plastic bags and the cards here. Now these cards are your goods tiles, which you're going to use in your shipping action. And that is pretty much, and there's another bag here. And that's pretty much it. That's all that's in the box. So not that really much going on in this unboxing, but okay, so let's take a look at these. So this is your, looks like jewelry of some sort, jewelry. And then you have here, looks like wine, grapes and wine, wheat, some kind of good tile there, fruit, looks like diamonds or gems. And it's probably, I don't know, pottery of some sort. And then furs, it looks like. And then some other stuff. Other types of goods. Maybe some kind of reading scrolls. Fish. Cattle. And then it rotates around again. So yeah, so these are your goods stack here. So this is going to be what goods you can ship for points. And it's pretty much a point salad game. Like a lot of Stefan Feld games are. So I'm going to cut the camera there, and I'm going to set up the board and show you what that looks like. Go over that a little bit, and wrap up this unboxing. So alright, so here is our game board here. We'll just go over it briefly. Just to show you the different areas and what's going on in it. I'll try to keep the mic with me so it'll be a little easier to hear. So up top there, you're going to have your map there, and that's pretty much where your armies are going to get replaced, as you can see by the Roman helmet there. So you're going to go and conquer territories, and there'll be goods and stuff placed on those, so you get to conquer them. Here is your building area right here, the red area there. And that's where you can place your building tiles. So you're going to want to collect sets and types of those. Over here is where the shipping boats are going to go. And 3 boats come out. Then here is where the Trajan tiles are going to go. 6 different kinds. Here the forum, I think they said. Actions right here, foreman tiles. So depending upon whether they're doing a 2, 3, or 4 player game, you'll set up that many tiles. So for a 2-player game, you'd set up 9 tiles, 3-player 12, and 4-player 15. And then finally down here is your Senate actions right here. So there's a track right here. So there's a votes you get in the Senate, and that's where you're going to replace your 2 tiles. 2 tiles will come out every round. So I guess in like a 3 or 4-player game, if you're not first or second, you won't get a tile there for in-game scoring. At least that's how I'm reading it there. And then down here, as we mentioned before, each time you move on your Mancala there, a 2-player, 3-player, or 4-player, so that'll be every time you move around it and go by the black arrow there, you're going to set a demand out there. And after 3 rounds there, after the 4, I guess you would say, because after the 3 demands have come out, after the last demand comes out, it'll go around, and then we'll score the demands there to see if you meet those. So that's pretty much it, and those gives you the negative tiles there, the negative victory points for if you don't meet those demands there. So that is pretty much it. Again, not too much going on there. Apologize there for the shaky camera there. So that is Trajan by Stefan Feld. Definitely an excellent game. Very good ratings on BGG, still in the top, I believe, top 50, I think. I know at least in the top 100, but I think it might be in the top 50. But definitely an excellent game, and one we're happy to add to our collection at Higher Ground Board Gaming. So, but yeah, we're definitely excited to get our board gaming group off the ground there and get more and more interest, and hopefully that will grow in the next year. We definitely have great things planned for that. God willing, and yeah, so that's it. So that's Trajan by Stefan Feld and Renegade Game Studios. So take care, and God bless. Bye-bye now.